Welcome to the real Ramblers movie talk for fanatics. The real Ramblers movie talk for fanatics. And now your hosts, Bill and Lee Howard.
Hello and welcome to the Real Ramblers. I realized last week I didn't do introducing us.
Oh, shit.
I'm Bill Howard. This is my brother Lee.
Hello, I'm Lee.
I
I waved as if like fucking people could see us. Hi, Jay.
So thanks for tuning in to the Real Ramblers. We are back here in season 2. Since we're around the time roughly of Halloween, we thought we'd do a fun 2-parter on the Friday the 13th franchise.
Yeah, because we've done Elm Street and we've done Halloween.
Yeah.
So it only makes sense that we cover the Jasons.
Yeah, and then maybe down the road we got to do we just haven't done Chainsaw yet.
Oh, that's true.
That'll be fun because I love so many of them and you hate so many of them.
Yeah,
so
really actually it'll be, I don't know, hate, because there's some that I haven't seen for a very long time.
Okay.
There's a couple that I have almost no memory of.
Yeah.
So it would be kind of fun to rewatch them.
Yeah.
And that newest one, I've kind of turned around on it. So
Really?
Yep.
Okay, now it's definitely going to be in our next batch.
Yes.
So this franchise, it's funny that it's become the franchise that it is. There's a few weird things about this franchise. One, it's amazing that it started off as literally a low-budget filmmaker saying, what can we do to capitalize on the horror trend? And this would have been in the late 70s.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, what if we just center it around, we'll just do a camp? And they came up with this idea and just formulated it. I think part of Sean Cunningham's big thing was, what can we do with no money?
Exactly, yeah. Like one location, kind of like an easy location. And
and then it's bizarre that spawned this.
It really is, yeah.
And it's also bizarre that here we are in 2024 and they're not still doing them. I don't understand what's going on with
We'll
that.
get to that once we talk about the remake. And this is going to be a 2-parter episode, obviously.
Yeah, 2-parter. I already said that, Lee.
Okay. Oh, guys, 2-parter episode, really quick.
So it all kicks off in 1980 with the original Friday the 13th, directed by Sean Cunningham.
Sorry, real quick. You said that you guys just rewatched like some of these?
Yeah, Jay and I have been rewatching. We started with 4.
Okay.
Because we knew 1 to 3 pretty well.
Okay, good. All right.
And then we did 4 and 5, and then we just recently did 6 and 7.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, they're pretty fresh.
Okay, good.
So Friday the 13th won in 1980. In my mind, pretty much a perfect horror movie.
Yeah.
I love it. It never gets boring to me.
Right.
Betsy Palmer, fucking amazing.
Yeah. I was surprised. Like, so I rewatched these months ago when we were doing season 1.
Yeah.
Because I think we had planned on doing this back then. So I rewatched them as I was like working and stuff. So my notes are almost like as I'm watching it, something happens, I'd write it down.
Nice.
So my notes are kind of funny in a way.
Okay.
One of the notes is that I forgot that she is in the movie for like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, fuck me.
But
That's
talk
right.
about doing a lot with the time you got.
Oh, she's incredible. Like as an actress, and like what she did was incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, that was the one thing where I was like, because obviously the movie's kind of like a whodunit type thing. And I'm like, it's almost like a funny, not a cheat, but it's like in a way where it's like, you know, like we see all the characters that they're showing us throughout the whole movie. So you're like, is it this guy? Is it that guy? It's like, nah, it's none of them. It's this lady who just shows up at the end. She's like, hi, I'm fucking Pamela.
Yeah, but once they tell you what the story is, it all makes sense.
It does. It's just funny that it's like, oh, okay. Oh, who's this? She's new.
But that's pretty brilliant.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, I mean, at the time, no movies would be doing it.
I mean,
it would
at
always
the
be
time.
one of the campers, right?
Yeah.
Like in any 70s horror movie, it would have been one of those people that you're showing.
Sure,
So I thought it was kind of brilliant to be like, no, it's like part of the mythology of this camp as to who's doing this. But I think the movie looks great, especially for what they spent and filming mostly at night. It looks great.
Yeah, for sure.
And for some reason on 4K, it looks brilliant.
Oh, good.
It's unbelievable
Nice.
how good it looks on 4K. Henry Manfredini's music.
That's what I wrote. I wrote
Come
psycho
on.
music. What the fuck? Because it is just the psycho music, essentially.
Yeah, with
It's
his
pretty crazy,
added flourishes
Yeah.
of the...
Just like with Reanimator. It's like, that is the psycho music.
Yeah.
You are you have stolen this. You
Yeah,
are a
but-
burglar of music.
But it's funny, if you play me a bit from Friday the 13th, I'll know it's
You'll
not
still,
Psycho.
yeah. I was just like, whoa, what a sound alike.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
I mean, why not?
But it's awesome.
Yeah.
The gore in it was great. All the makeup effects were
Savini,
brilliant.
right?
Adrian King was great.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yep.
her acting was good, which is weird because in those older Friday the 13th, a lot of the acting is pretty bad.
It's very true.
But she was great.
Yep. Fucking Kevin Bacon.
Because she was very restrained. A lot of Friday the 13th actors who are not usually seasoned actors are really over the top. Dad, what are you doing? Oh my God, there's a snake in the cabin. But she was
Dad.
very restrained and great.
Right.
She was really good. And still one of the classic Final Girls.
Oh, sure.
And the pacing of the movie is great.
yeah. Oh,
It's
yeah, yeah.
there's not a boring moment. Do you have anything?
Just the funny like little notes that I wrote down, like the opening with all the kids singing churchy music.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, like not Kumbaya, something like maybe Kumbaya actually.
No, it's that. My Lord.
Kumbaya.
Oh, maybe
that's
it was Kumbaya. Was it Kumbaya?
I can't remember now.
Okay, but it's a
I just
religious
wrote
song.
churchy shit, and then immediately it's like, now let's go to Bone Town because that's what made these movies.
Well, like churchy people don't go to Bone Town. Of course they do.
No, of course they do.
Maybe more so than non-churchy people.
Maybe repressed. And then I wrote Ralph, the old gas station guy. I just wrote like
he's
Ralph,
awesome.
old gas station guy, LOL. And then he like yells at the kids and then rides away on a goddamn bicycle.
Yeah, it's awesome. But those are all things I love.
Oh no, I
about
love it too. Yeah, this
yeah.
isn't like critiques. It's stuff that I thought was funny and
And
stuff.
the cadence of his voice when he's warning them is
Oh
great
my
because he
God.
keeps going up and down. You're going to go up to that cabin,
It's like a
You're
character.
gonna die.
It's a character now that's been just like parodied and spoofed.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing.
He's awesome.
Then I wrote shirtless Ned Flanders. There's like that guy. He works at the cabin. He looks like Ned Flanders. He had like tiny jean shorts and he was creepy with
yeah,
one of the
yeah,
girls.
yeah.
Really creepy.
Yeah.
And then I wrote.
There's an abundance of tiny men's shorts and men's crop tops.
Oh, very,
in Friday the
yeah.
13th movies.
It's bananas.
Lots of those.
I wrote poor snake because they fucking killed a snake.
Yeah, yeah.
Guys, come on.
Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon. Yep,
Who was also great.
He was super great. The arrowhead through the neck is like an amazing fucking thing.
Effect.
I was like, wouldn't be a 70s, 80s horror movie without some light racism in there and wearing the native headdresses.
Yeah.
The Carrie ending.
But that is
That's what
light.
it was at
Yeah.
the time. Like everyone did that. Doesn't make it right, everybody. That's
Oh my
the sign of the times. Sign of the times. The Carrie ending. Yeah. Because I think that was the thing they added on like later, right? Because they wanted to add a sort of
I think so.
stinger type
But
ending
it's a
to it.
classic.
Oh my god, it's so classic.
Oh, it's so great.
Yeah, it's just like a. It's
Savini's
so,
makeup on Ari Lehman and everything is so
Yep.
good. And
oh yeah, it's amazing. And I forgot to write it in the thing, but the Crystal Lake Memories documentary
Yeah.
is so great for
Amazing.
anyone.
The
And
book's great, too.
Shit that I never would have noticed had they not pointed it out in the documentary about like when they chop Betsy Palmer's head off.
Yeah.
And you can see like the severed head and then the hands coming into frame, and they're like, that's like one of the stunt guys, and they're like, look at her hands. It's like it's
Yeah.
clearly it's like a big meaty hands, hairy hands. It's
Yeah.
like clearly that's not Mrs. Voorhees' hands. So it's like
Yeah.
it's funny to see it now.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the original Fridays, fucking, it's great, and it was
Yeah.
like it was just such a smart idea
Yeah.
because they were like, we need to make a horror movie. Like let's Friday the 13th. Like let's set it on that date.
Brilliant.
Like it doesn't tie into anything, but it doesn't matter because it's creepy sounding.
So they started cranking these out literally one a year.
Yeah, which is
So
crazy.
part 2, 1981. What do you think of part 2?
I really like part 2.
Me too.
I upon rewatch was like, I like this. I think I like this more than the first one.
Yeah.
It starts the like so many of the Friday movies essentially have previously on Jason.
Yeah.
like the
I love that though.
it's a really like
I wish more franchise movies did that. I really dig that. Seriously.
it's like they showed the entire part 1 ending.
Yeah.
I was like, it's weird that they wanted to tie it back into the first one, so they brought like the final girl back,
Yeah.
only to kill her off immediately.
Yeah.
Which is like, you could look at it like it's like a Scream thing, but it was just really weird because she's
Yeah.
like on the phone and like, no, I'm going back to Crystal Lake or whatever. It's like, why would you go back there?
Yeah.
What the fuck is happening?
But the cool thing in 2 is that they somehow managed to find another final girl that was just as good as
Great.
Adrian
Oh,
King.
great. Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
Amy Steele is amazing
So
in
good.
this.
Yeah. I also wrote, hey, Ralph's back. Oops, he's dead now.
Yeah.
I like that it's at a camp near Crystal Lake
Yeah.
because it's just like, we're not going to open it up back there. Like bad shit happens.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like, Yeah, and I wrote Jason. Did they? I don't know if they actually explained how he survived. Not really, I guess, because we were meant to think that he drowned, and obviously they were just like, we need to make another one of these movies. The lady died. What are we going to do? The kid's alive.
Yeah.
So it's like that's never. But I mean, he kind of
Who cares?
Because I really like Jason in this movie.
Yeah, Baghead Jason.
I like the Baghead. I like that. He's fast in this, which I forgot also.
Yeah,
because we're so used to later Jasons where he's this lumbering, slow-moving guy.
Yeah, he's pretty vicious in two.
He is, yeah. I like that he's like just a human, like survivalist.
Yeah,
he is just like his motivations. Jason's kind of just a victim in a way.
Yeah,
don't go murdering people if you got a grudge. I don't promote murder.
No, do what you got to do.
It's like you can kind of, in a way, see his motivations.
Yeah,
because but I just. Yeah, that's what I said too. The final girl is so smart for like pretending to be Mrs. Boyle. Like she figured that shit out.
It's a great scene.
Like super smart of her to do that. Yeah, I really liked 2 a lot more than I remember.
And it's weird seeing these people like Adrian King and Amy Steele who stand out from the rest of the cast because they're so good.
Yeah.
And it's weird because everybody else is frivolous and silly.
Yeah.
And then they stand out because they played it very serious and very realistic.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, there's just a lot I liked about part 2.
Yeah, I loved it.
And excuse me, and specifically Jason. It's one of my favorite Jasons.
Yeah. Part 3, 1 year later, 1982. Part 3 in 3D. The first appearance of The Mask.
Yes. I definitely have notes on this one. It's
again,
funny.
it takes place at a cabin near Crystal Lake.
Yep.
Because it was 3D, there's some super cheese stuff in it, but I love the super cheese stuff.
Right.
I think it's great. I love the bikers in this one.
Oh my God, I wrote Biker Gang is ridiculous.
I love them.
Everyone in this movie is like a cartoon character.
Oh yeah,
like
the characters in this one are way over the top.
Very over the top. Like I wrote like in the opening.
I don't know why I love it.
I mean, that's the kind of fun of it, right?
Yeah.
Is that it's like it's a ridiculous movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the characters in the grocery store at the beginning are like the couple or whatever, and the guy's like eating all his own food off the thing, and he's got this weird rabbit, and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here? Like everyone is like
there's
a
a few
maniac
Friday
in this
movies
movie.
like that where you're like, what the?
I want to point out that the character of Shelley is the fucking worst. The
Yes,
worst.
Shelley is the worst.
Shelley is not like obviously he's like annoying.
Yeah.
Like he's always like, playing like the pranks on people and like scaring them when they're like, Jesus Christ. He's like, what? I was just trying to get you to like me.
I know he's horrible.
It's like, well,
he's not the chocolate bar guy, is he?
No, that's 5.
That's 5.
We'll fucking
right?
get to 5.
That guy too.
Yeah, because it's like,
but yeah, Shelley,
like he's hanging out with that one girl who's like really nice and stuff like that, and then he's like at one point like, hey, I really like you, and very nice and respectfully, she's just like, well, I don't really feel that way about you, but you're a really nice guy, so I'll see you later. And then he's like, yeah, sure, we'll talk later, bitch. It's like, whoa, like he is that guy in most women's DMs.
Yeah.
Like, I love you. You're not going to talk to me. You're a bitch. I hate you and you're ugly anyway.
Yeah.
I'm just like, fuck Shelley. They had a Jason.
Sorry. I was just going to say I love 3 for the reasons of I love Jason's look. That's the Jason figure I have because to me that's classic.
It's
Jason.
very classic Jason
because it's straightforward. It's like brownish pants, that green shirt,
totally
cool mask, and straightforward and awesome.
Yeah, they had a flashback of Jason in this one where he was like bald. I was just like, bald now? Oh yeah, no, he just is bald now. Because in part 2 he had like a beard and they switched up that look, and I'm not really sure why. I don't dislike it, of course.
Yeah,
maybe they just thought it would look weird with like hair and a beard behind the mask, which I get.
I would assume so.
Maybe they want to make him look more monstery or whatever.
Yeah.
But Jason's very fast in this one too.
Yeah.
Which again, I was like, I forgot that. Like he's like fucking full on running and stuff.
Yeah.
And he makes noise and he grunts and shit.
Yeah. And apart from the silliness, the kills in 3 are great.
Oh yeah. It's like it's super fun.
Yeah.
But it's always so funny watching 3D movies on like 2D, especially in the 80s, because they were like,
I know when he fires the harpoon gun, you can see the whole wire that it's riding on a wire.
And they do shit that is like not even. It was just like this is just for the 3D.
The yo-yo?
The yo-yo, yeah. Or like they used to do that shit on SCTV. Remember, like where it's just like you want a fucking glass of water and put it up to the. Like, it's no.
But I love that. That's part of why I love 3.
Do you like the hockey mask better or the sack head better?
I think the hockey mask. I love the sack head.
Yeah.
but I just love it. When I got my hockey mask made by Devil's Latex, they were like, you can customize it any way you want.
Cool.
And they make masks one right through
Great.
the newest ones. So I'm looking at all their masks on their website. And for
Right.
some reason, I liked the shape of the mask from Freddy vs. Jason the best.
Okay.
Just the shape.
Got it.
But I liked the markings from 3.
Yeah.
But I liked the damage from like 4 and 5.
Right. The cut in the top and
So when I ordered it, I said I want it customized
so
this way.
funny.
I want this and this, and I want it really worn, and I want the cut marks, and I want the eyes to be worn. I want it to look like it's been through all the movies.
Right.
And then they did an amazing
that's
job,
great.
and I love the mask. And I remember years later, I posted it or something, and the guy who made it posted, and he's like, "That's still one of my favorite masks I've
that's
ever
great.
made." It's
That's
great.
so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I like the Sackhead Jason, but it also just looks like the guy from The Town That Dreaded Sundown.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't. I don't know. The hockey mask is fucking iconic, right?
Yeah, it is. It's awesome.
Yeah. So 3's great.
1984, it jumps a couple years
Right.
now with part 4, the final chapter.
And it was just called Friday the 13th, the final chapter.
Yeah,
no
the
part
final
4.
chapter, no part 4.
Yeah.
This one I thought had one of the best stories.
Yeah. This is one of the better ones.
This
for
one
me.
with Corey Feldman,
Yep.
little boy Corey Feldman,
Yep.
who is into horror stuff and makes his own masks and
I wrote,
stuff.
there's no kids making that mask.
I know. It was an amazing mask. I
Yeah.
don't know. Our friend Sean Sansom, when he was 16, he was making masks for, I know that's a little older than
Yeah,
the movie,
yeah.
but still, I remember in
it's-
our local comic shop, they were selling masks that Sean made,
Yep.
and they were amazing.
Yeah.
I wish I could go back in time and buy his Arnold Terminator mask because it was
right.
fantastic.
Well, you can't build time travel's
Sean, if
not
you're
real.
listening, make a new one for me.
We know you're busy working on huge studio projects.
So
but
4 also had some great gore.
Right.
An interesting thing I will say is that I noticed after part 4, Friday the 13th shifted to showing gore after the act is done and not during.
yeah, some of them I was surprised
It's
that
weird. They
it wasn't
became
very
kind
gory.
of neutered after 4.
Yeah.
But 4 was the last one that had like actual gore effects.
Right.
And they were great.
Yeah.
They're really great in 4. And Crispin Glover,
Oh my god, the dance
who was great.
he
His
was great.
character was awesome.
Really
But
good.
that dance, we just watched that. And when Crispin Glover started dancing, Jay was just like, what the fuck is
Yeah.
he doing?
Like,
what is he
this guy
doing?
is having a seizure and nobody is helping him.
yeah, it was great. It was great.
Yeah, it's funny because I wrote that like there is like a lot of kind of throwaway characters in this, but
Yeah.
the characters in this one I feel like are better than most of the Friday
Yeah,
movies.
I agree.
And more kind of like real
Yeah.
in a way, you know?
I agree.
I really enjoyed this one. What else did I write here? Characters throw, yeah. I don't have a lot of notes for 4. I just really liked it. I think maybe that's
it's
why
super
it's
fun.
Yeah.
Jason's great in it. The kills are great. The characters are great. It's kind of one of those rare Friday the not rare, but it's one of those Friday the 13th that has pretty solid everything across the board.
Yeah, and Jason was still just a guy.
yeah.
in this one.
Yeah.
I mean, this is really the last time we're going
And
to
then
see
the
him as a guy.
confrontation with Corey Feldman at the end and what Corey Feldman did to try and help.
Yeah.
I won't. I mean,
Well,
it's
it's
old.
fucking so old. You can say it.
But yeah, he basically comes down, shaves his head to kind of look like young Jason.
Yeah.
And it's
Which
really
is cool because it kind of mirrors.
Amy Steele's thing
Yeah.
into, yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of cool the way it did that. And obviously they were like, this is the last, we're not going to do anymore because they called it the final chapter,
Yeah.
which doesn't mean fucking anything in
No,
horror
no, no.
movies, right? If you're making money, the studio's like, do a new chapter.
Yeah.
But yeah, 4 for me is one of the better
Me too.
ones.
I agree.
For just what you said, like story wise is better. I like the characters more.
Yeah.
Jason's great, of course, in it.
Yeah.
This one also again starts with like the previously on Jason, and it starts like immediately.
And those weird in that town, they have for some reason, those lusty twin sisters who
know.
who just want to jump on every man within 5 feet.
I know it's bonkers. They
crazy.
are like, I mean, it's Friday the 13th. Everybody's horny as fuck.
Yeah.
It's like something. It's funny because it's like being in the middle of the woods is like the least. Maybe it's just because I'm like, ew, bugs. Like it's the last place. Like
Yeah.
I
don't
feel
want to
like,
get a stick
"Ooh."
in my ass or something.
It's like the
or
ground
bugs.
is dirty.
There's bugs.
Mosquitoes.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want mosquitoes
I'm same.
biting my wiener.
I don't even
or
want
my
to go
bum.
in the woods, let alone have sex in the woods.
Yeah, it's like maybe I'm not a germaphobe, but it's like that's unsanitary. But I'm also not 20. I just overall this one's fucking
super great.
This one's great.
Then we jump 1 year again.
Oh,
It's
boy.
back to 1 year with part 5, A New Beginning. Friday the 13th, A New Beginning.
Yes. Now, no previously on, because this is like a kind of a
But
new
they
one.
are, for the first time, not sort of the first time, carrying a story over.
Yeah, because that was the thing at the very end of 4 where fucking Corey Feldman, little kid Corey Feldman, helps to kill
Who's
Jason.
Tommy Jarvis.
Tommy Jarvis, yeah. The first of many.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like, looks in the camera and it's like, now he's bad.
Yeah.
And it's like weird,
But not really.
Well, no, not really. I mean, kind of. But so 5, they brought Corey back just for that cameo, kind of.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember if he wanted to be in it, but he was off making like Goonies or something at this point.
Maybe.
But it's like also, I think they wanted to age the character up more anyway. For me, 5 on paper is a good concept.
Yeah. Because I like the idea that what happened with Jason really fucked him up.
Yeah, I wrote that. It's like the trauma and what it does to somebody and how it affects you and stuff like that. Like, I like that idea. So I like that.
The guy who plays him is pretty good.
Yeah, he's all right. A ninja in it, apparently. Yeah, so it's like I like a lot of the ideas that they had, but 5 is it's weird.
Yeah.
It's fucking
It's
like,
weird and it feels really neutered.
It feels
It's
neutered,
one of the really
but
neutered
yeah,
movies.
like I wrote also,
It seems that every time Jason kills somebody, the camera is looking over in the woods.
it's
Like you don't get to see anything.
Yeah, I wrote people in this are cartoony AF.
Yeah.
Like it's really
And
weird.
not really in a good way.
No, really bad.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, they had like that old lady. I wrote old lady and Randy Quaid on the motorcycle.
She was nuts.
Yeah. Not Randy Quaid, but he seems very Randy Quaid-ish.
Yeah.
Like they were it's
beyond insane.
they don't even act like humans.
No, they
And,
acted like they were out of a really slapstick comedy.
Yeah.
Like she's cooking up the meal and she's like,
and he's like,
she's like knocking food over. And
Yeah.
she's got that weird like fro of hair.
they're like, yeah, it's like old like Little Rascals characters.
Yeah.
So like, oh,
That's a good analogy.
Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Are you guys on coke?
Yeah,
What is
and the son was
happening?
totally like, "You tell him, Mom, come on."
I know. I wrote that like old lady and Randy Quaid. Holy fuck! Please shut up.
Yeah, I hated them.
The whole like idea of like bringing Tommy Jarvis to this hospital question mark camp question mark.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this place?
it
If
was
it's
weird.
supposed to be a retreat,
Yeah,
why are you bringing like super dangerous people here?
Yeah.
That's just like essentially camp counselors. Like this guy is a murderer, but don't worry, I'm a licensed camp counselor.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can fucking teach you how to.
no, it's a
tie
weird
knot.
entry. It's a very weird entry.
Yeah, obviously the fucking big yikes is like that big dude who's
Yeah.
like the mentally challenged, let's say,
Yeah.
with a chocolate bar and like chocolate on his face and
Yeah.
stuff. It's like I don't like watching this.
No,
This
it's
is
unbelievable. When I was watching it with Jay, I'm just like, I'm so uncomfortable with
Very.
the amount of chocolate on his face and on his hands.
yeah, it's
And
like
I got you a chocolate bar too.
Yeah.
and it's like, stop.
it's
Just
so
stop.
like, oh no. And then like the guy, and he's trying to offer a chocolate bar to the fucking guy, and he's just like, I don't want your chocolate. I'm going to kill you with a fucking axe. Cool. Overreaction. Holy shit. Where's the camp counselors to stop this murderer?
God. Oh my God.
And,
Yeah, it's so weird.
I'm just like, yeah. So so fucking spoiler alert, whatever. The paramedic that shows up, it's like, oh, that's his dad, I guess.
yeah.
What? And so it's like the motivation was like, it just didn't make
Yeah.
any sense. So like
No.
this fucking bad guy that killed my kid. Well, now I'm going to have to dress up like Jason Voorhees and
Yeah.
fucking kill everyone. And again, I kind of get it because it's like you want to throw people off the scent. People
Yeah.
are already afraid of Jason.
I think
on
what you
paper-
said on paper, it all sounds like cool ideas, but the execution was terrible.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably the most uneven
Very.
Friday the 13th movie.
Yeah. Can we give it up to Reggie the Reckless, the little kid in it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Which also, I'm pretty sure this is the fucking first Friday the 13th movie that has anybody that's not white in it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think so.
I was like, Reggie the Reckless is cool and his brother's cool.
Yep.
Who fucking, I think, gets killed in the porta potty or whatever.
Yeah, right. Right.
But yeah, also it's like, yeah, you're right. All the deaths are like kind of like well, no, some of them are off screen, some of them aren't, but kind of.
No,
it's like,
they're like all off
that's
screen.
true. You'll
And all
see the aftermath. You're right. Yeah.
It's like he'll slash somebody's throat and you won't see it. And then they'll show the guy fall to the ground and you'll see the throat.
Yeah. Yeah.
really quickly.
Or like there's the couple that are in the woods and he puts like the fucking shears through her eyes or whatever, but you don't see it. You'll just like see it later. And then he does the
band around the tree and squeeze his head.
Yeah.
That's the only one you kind of see it happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, it's weird. I don't know if it was like they filmed a lot of gore and the censors were like, take this shit out, which maybe.
I'm always curious if all the Fridays after 4 had way more gore and it's out there in somebody's warehouse or basement.
Very possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
Because also I feel like at that time in movies, studios were very like, this is going to get an X rating.
It's prime censorship era.
Very, very.
Yeah. Which is ironic because it was the heyday of VHS horror.
Oh, yeah.
But stuff was coming out on VHS with lots of gore, but anything going to a theater did not.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really weird, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, this one was... and then again, sorry, at the end of this one, fucking Tommy is the new Jason.
Yeah.
Like he ends up like he's helping and he's like a fucking using karate on people and shit because it's the 80s, so why wouldn't you use karate? And then it's like, oh fuck, thank God you saved the day. Totally cool guy.
Yeah.
Nope. He's gonna fucking kill this person, and it's like setting it up now. He's Jason again,
but we're never gonna follow that up again.
We're never gonna follow it up. Yeah, it's like I am assuming like it's a new chapter, so it's this is who we're gonna carry it on with.
Yeah,
like he's the new whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
but we didn't, and also there is there's this comedian actor named John Lajoie, who you'd know him if you saw him. He's been in a million things. But he's also a musician, and he did this song called, or his band is called Wolfie's Just Fine, which is a T2 reference.
Yeah.
And the song is called, I think it's called A New Beginning, and it's about this movie.
Oh, really?
And it's a fucking awesome song.
Oh, I'll have to look that up.
And there's a music video for it. And it's funny, in the music video is this little kid who was the kid in the Child's Play remake. Okay. It's like, oh, that guy, hey, good for you, kid. You're being in a horror. Anyway, the song is like incredible. It's a super like really good song, just about him as a kid seeing this movie for the first time and how it like really fucked him up and stuff.
I have to look that up.
It's super great. So check that out, people.
Cool.
Yeah. So I guess that's 1 to 5. What are we doing on time here?
That's gonna wrap up part 1.
Look at that.
So I know y'all are on the edge of your seats because you're like, what about the next one? But you're gonna have to wait a week.
Next week, dickheads.
You're gonna have to go to your jobs. Do all that shit that you don't want to do.
Yeah.
Because all that you want to do is listen to more Ramblers.
Yes.
We don't blame you.
Well, you go back and listen to the old ones.
But next week, we're going to be back with part 6 and onwards from there.
Which are, there's some highs.
There's some interesting stuff to talk about in the next batch.
Yes, interesting things to talk about.
We can close this out with a little closeout from Jason. So, Jason, what do you think of the Real Ramblers? That was awesome. It was cool.
I literally thought about doing that.
It was cool.
They'd be like,
it was cool
hey
to
guys,
have him here.
It's me, Jason Voorhees.
It was cool to have him here.
They didn't allow me to talk in the movies, but this is what I sound like.
Why does Patrick Warburton play Jason?
Yeah, that's right. Hey, Jason Voorhees. You like my hockey mask? Yeah, me too. It's pretty cool. Anyway, don't be a teenager in the woods, I guess, guys.
See, the outros just write themselves, Lee. They just happen naturally.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in for part 1 of Jason. Come back next week for more and more. Bye, folks.
Thanks for listening to The Real Ramblers. Follow us on Instagram at Real Ramblers. That's REEL Ramblers. And you can follow Lee at Lee Howard _art and Bill at JustTheBill1138.